Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of our group, allow me to extend a warm welcome to you all. Let me briefly introduce our group. We are from Group 7. My name is Indi Bidaningsi, and my colleague.
My name is Julian Sari Putri.
My name is Nur Hikmah.
My name is Wafik Azizah.
We are accounting student at Tribakti School of Business. Today, we are here to talk to you about cost accounting. The purpose of this presentation is understanding the numbers, an introduction to cost accounting. Before I continue, have you ever heard of cost accounting? Through this presentation, we will learn more about the cost accounting. The next part will be explained by my colleague.
Now, our talk is divided into 7 parts. First, definition of cost accounting. First, we will discuss the definition of cost accounting to provide a basic understanding of this concept. Cost classification. Next, we will learn how costs are classified based on type and example in company operations. Cost behavior. After that, we will see how costs change in responsive to change in the volume of company activities. Order-based cost calculation. Then, we will learn cost calculation methods for product or service produced based on specific orders. Process-based cost calculation. Next, we will discuss cost calculation methods used for continuous or mass production. Budgeting and variance analysis. Next, we will discuss the importance of budgeting and how to analyze the difference between the budget and actual result. Conclusion. Finally, we will summarize the entire discussion to reinforce our understanding of cost accounting. Now, let's move on to the main part of my presentation. What is cost accounting? First, tracking costs. In this section, cost accounting serves to identify and record costs incurred in the company's production and operational process. Second, analyzing efficiency. Furthermore, cost accounting is also used the effort to how effectively the company research are being used so that loss can be minimized, and well as providing information for decision making. Finally, the data obtained from cost accounting will be an important basis in the decision making, such as pricing, budgeting, and corporate strategic pricing.
Next, we will discuss cost classification. In cost accounting, costs are divided into several types so that we can more easily understand how they affect the production process. First, we will discuss fixed costs and variable costs. Fixed costs are costs that do not change even if production increases or decreases. Example include building, rent, and insurance, which are paid very month. Meanwhile, variable costs are costs that change depending on the volume of production. Example include raw material costs or direct labor costs, which increase when production increases. Next, there are direct costs and indirect costs. Direct costs are costs that can be directly at- attributed to the manufacture of a product. For example, that wood used to make chair is a direct cost because it is part of the product. Indirect costs are supporting costs that cannot be directly attached to a single product. Example include factorial electricity costs or administrative salaries, which are still necessary to support the overall production process. By understanding this classification of costs, Companies can more easily manage their expenses and make more accurate financial plan.
Next, we move on to discussing cost behavior. Cost behavior is very important to understand because it shows how costs will change when the company activity level, such as production or sales, and change. Here, we can see from the graph that fixed costs will remain the same even the production volume increases. So, regardless of the number of wood products, fixed costs such as building rent and insurance will remain the same. Meanwhile, variable costs will change directly in line with the level of activity. This means that the higher the production volume, the higher the variable costs such as raw material or direct labor costs will be. Then, if we combine fixed costs and variable costs, we'll get total cost. The total cost will show change as the amount of production activity increases.
We will discuss job order costing or costing based on order. The system is used when a company produces goods or service according to specific customer requests, so that each job or order has different costs. The process begins with customer order, which is when the company receives an order from a customer with specific specification that must be adjusted. Due to its unique natural, each order will have its own cost calculation. After that, it enters the cost accumulation stage. At this stage, the company will collect and record all costs incurred to complete the order. These costs include direct raw material, direct labor, and factorial overhead allocated to each job. Finally, there is the delivery and billing stage, which is the process of completing the order and billing the customer based on the total cost incurred for the job. Through this method, companies can calculate costs more accurately for each product or service that is specially ordered. Understanding this cost behavior is very important in strategy and decision making because from this company can estimate how much cost will be increased when activity increases or decreases.
And we will discuss job order costing, which is used for unique orders. Now let's move on to process costing. This method is typically used by companies that produce large quantities of uniform goods, such as beverages, food, or chemicals. In this system, costs are not calculated separately for each order, but are averaged across all products produced. This means that all units will have the same production cost. The process begins with raw material entering the production stage. After that, the raw materials are processed in Department A, mixing where all ingredients are mixed according to the formula. Then the result moves to Department B, packaging for the packaging stage. The final stage is finished goods, which is when the product is ready to be marketed. In essence, process costing is suitable for companies that produce large quantities of products with the same quality and form, because this method makes cost calculation more efficient and simpler.
We will discuss activity-based costing. The system is used to allocate costs more accurately by raising costs to the activity that costs them to areas, then linking them to product or service. The process begins with resource costs incurred by the company, such as employee salaries, electricity, or supporting material are first collected at this stage. Then it moves on to the activity stage. Here resource costs are allocated to various activities carried out by the company, such as production, packaging, or shipping. Next, from the activity costs allocated to cost project, namely the product or service product. In this way, each product receive the cost according to the activity actually used to product it. The final step is product profitability. Company on calculate to the profit from each product more accurately because costs have been allocated with.
Break-even analysis. This analysis helps companies determine the point at which their sales neither generate profit nor loss. In other words, our costs are covered, but there is no profit yet. We can see the process in graph. The horizontal axis shows the number of units sold, while the vertical axis shows the rupiah value, which is the total cost and total revenue. The first line represents total cost, which consists of fixed costs and variable costs. The second line shows the total revenue generated from product sales. The point where these two lines intersect is called the break-even point. At this point, total revenue equals total cost. The company is neither profitable nor loss-making. If sales are below this point, the company still incurs a loss. Conversely, if sales exceed the break-even point, the company begins to make a profit. Through break-even analysis, management can make better decisions regarding sales targets, pricing strategies, and cost efficiency, enabling the business to achieve profitability more quickly.
We will discuss budgeting and variance analysis. This method is used to plan and control costs so that companies can achieve their financial goals more effectively. The first stage is budget creation, which is the process of preparing a budget. At this stage, the company sets financial targets and allocates its resources for various activities, such as production, marketing, and operation. Once the budget is prepared, the company moves on to the performance tracking stage. Here, the actual results of the company's activities are monitored and compared with the budgeted figures. For example, the actual costs incurred are compared with the planned costs. If there is a difference between the budget and the actual results, a variance analysis is conducted. This analysis aims to find out the cause of the difference. Was it because production costs were higher than expected, sales did not meet targets, or were there external factors that influenced this result? The result of the variance analysis from the basis for management to take corrective action, whether by controlling costs, adjusting strategies, or improving future planning. In this way, the company cannot control expenses, but also ensure that every rupiah spent truly support the achievements of business objectives.
Before closing, there are several important points we can take away from the discussion on cost accounting. First, in clarity. With a cost accounting system, companies can clearly understand where every rupiah is spent. This helps management see a more transparent picture of the cost structure. Second is control. Through detailed cost monitoring, companies can control expense, improve operational efficiency, and ensure more optimal use of resources. And lastly, strategy. The information obtained from cost accounting form the basis for strategic decision making. With accurate data, companies can plan for long-term growth while maintaining profitability. So we can conclude the cost accounting is not just about calculating costs but also about empowering business decisions so that companies are more focused, efficiency, and profitable.
To conclude our presentation today, we can summarize that understanding cost classification and cost behavior is very important for every company. With a good understanding, companies can manage their expenses more effectively and efficiently. In addition, the choice of cost calculation method also needs to be tailored to the type of production. If production is based on special orders, then job order costing is the right choice. However, if production is carried out on a mass and continuous basis, then process costing is more appropriate. Through accurate cost calculation and the right methods, companies can make better and more strategic business decisions in the future. That concludes our presentation for today. We hope that the material we have presented will be useful and increase our understanding of cost accounting. We realize that this explanation is far from perfect, so we are very open to constructive criticism and suggestions. Thank you for your attention and cooperation.